One of the things that suck the most about being a complete idiot like I am is that I need things explained to me in a very, very simple manner. Actually, I need you to explain things to me as if I am a child. This is why I was so excited to come across a book that can explain the situation in Palestine to me as an idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Zain and Mima Stand for Palestine. This story helps teach our kids about Palestine in a kid-friendly way. Our hard copy also has a game that teaches about Palestinian resistance. I can't wait to play that game, but let's focus on this book for today. Although the game sounds incredible. So this is a free video of the book. It's up there, so I thought I would read it and learn from it, and maybe you can learn along with me. Thank you so much to Eamon Kortem, the author of this book, who put it up for free and helped teach even people like me about Palestine. Mima and Zain came back from school. They were tired and glad to be home. Mama had prepared their favorite food, spaghetti and meatballs, and blueberry scones. Oh my god, it's so relatable. Man, I'm in the West. I got it. I can relate. You know? I like spaghetti. Yes, this is the best food ever, Zain exclaimed. Yes, this is the best food ever, Zain exclaimed happily. Mima joined in excitedly. But Zain and Mima noticed that something wasn't right. Mama seemed distracted, and the phone didn't leave her sight. Nice rhymes there. Are you okay, Mama? If we look at the fridge, we can see very, very, common things that people have in their houses. For example, we have a to-do list over here, and also we have a BDS list, right? A BDS that helps us Palestinian resistance supporters to know what not to buy. And because there are so many goods related to Israel, then we need to have a list on our fridge to just remind ourselves what we're not supposed to touch because it's infected with Zionist filth. Mima was concerned. She asked if Mama was okay. Mama replied sadly, "Awful things are happening in Palestine today." Okay, I'm getting sad here. Let's see if I can keep up. As they were talking about the news, they heard a strange sound. There were lots of people outside, and their chants were quite loud. "Free Palestine!" The kids couldn't tell what they were saying, but as the crowd marched near, they started to hear the words and the voices became clear. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. So we're learning from this that sometimes the news tell us about awful things that are happening in Palestine, and then all the streets immediately become flooded with people who want to free Palestine. Okay, I'm beginning to understand the issue now. Mama, what is Palestine? Zain asked. Come on, kids, let's join them, Mama said. Wait to answer your kid's question. I'm so tired, said Mima. Please, can I stay home instead? Mama explained that in Palestine, people are losing their homes. They will have no place to live and have nowhere to go. And then we see this beautiful illustration of a fat Israeli settler, Jewish settler, who says, if I don't steal it, someone else is going to steal it. And the woman goes like, you're stealing my house. This is the reference to an old viral clip that became very popular among pro-Palestinian channels. We have to stand with them, Mama cried. I'll tell you the details when we get back. Now we have to join the march, so leave your lunch and grab a snack. I like the rhymes. I like that she's giving them these fancy scarves. She still didn't answer their question, though, so it's kind of awkward. Like, listen, kids, let's go on a demonstration. What are we demonstrating? Shut up. Just come with me. We'll demonstrate. I'll explain on the way. And of course, how can you ignore the subtle and beautiful cues of these watermelons all over the place, right? Watermelons on the wall. This is so subtle, I would have never noticed this. Mama, Zain, and Mima rushed out the door and started marching with the crowd. Zain and Mima felt unsure, but Mama started chanting out, "The people united will never be defeated." And then we see this Jewish-looking guy with a sign saying "End Apartheid," and it has the flag of Israel with an X on it. And then we have resist, return, which of course references the right of return to basically flood Israel with the descendants of people who have lost the war in 1948. But at least we have a Jew here. Guys, it's not anti-Semitic. We have a Jew. We got this. This is great for kids. And for idiots like me. Let's keep going. Zane noticed that there were all types of people. Let's see. Old, young, men and women. They were speaking many languages and had different shades of skin. Guys, we're so diverse. You know, this movement it's the people. It's the masses. It represents everybody. And look, don't believe me. Look at the Jew. Are you guys blind? There's a Jew there. It's obviously something that everyone can agree on. There were women wearing hijab and women with long hair. Some had their hair dark and curly, while others had it straight and fair. Again, you know, what I really look for in a demonstration is, you know, to have all types of women so that I can go for what suits my taste, right? So some people like women with hijabs, some people like, you know, blondes and Afro-Americans. It makes perfect sense. Oh, and again, this very subtle reference here that I absolutely love. I am Shireen Abu Akleh. This is the name of a journalist, an Al Jazeera journalist, I think she was, and she was killed by probably Israeli fire at an incident some time ago. And of course, the sign has a key on it, which symbolizes the return of the Palestinians to their homes. You know, the people who lost the 48 wars to basically return and retake over the country that they've lost after starting the war. But I'm an idiot. So I need this explained, and this does the job. There were people wearing t-shirts with writing and cool design. Zane read the words. They said, "Just another Jew standing for Palestine." Oh yeah, you know, there are so many Jews standing for Palestine. And you know what I love about this particular Jew? I mean, I absolutely love this. Look at him. Look at him. He looks like, well, you know, maybe I'm just an idiot Israeli, but to me, this guy looks like a religious Zionist. That's how they dress. So I don't know if these kinds of people would typically be on a Free Palestine demonstration and would say just another Jew standing for Palestine. But I guess. Well, what do I know? Free Palestine. They all looked so different. But do you know what was interesting? They were holding the same flag, and together they were chanting, Free Palestine. It's, again, everyone can agree on it, from all skin colors, all religions, Jew, Muslim. It's the right thing to do. Let's be real here. They finally went home after walking for hours. They were sweaty from the march and definitely needed showers. Zayn asked Mama, "Why are people losing their homes in Palestine?" This seems like a good time to maybe discuss this after, you know, we've been all sweaty and all that. So now, maybe you can tell me now, Mama, I'm sorry. Mama sighed and said sadly, "It's a long story filled with crime. What's going on in Palestine? Look at all the three religions getting along. This was Palestine? I love it. I love it. A long time ago, in the land of Palestine, Jews, Muslims, and Christians lived in harmony side by side. They practiced different religions, and they were fair and kind. The Jews and the Christians were not dhimmis under Muslim rule. They were not. Everything was fair and kind. But that was not the case in the continent of Europe. Jewish people had to face daily harm and pain. Also, the illustrator of this book really hates Switzerland for some reason. Why is Switzerland an ocean? Then a man named Theodor Herzl said this injustice cannot remain. But he came up with an unfair plan. Zionism was its name. Did I just read it incorrectly, or did this not rhyme at all? I don't think it rhymed at all, but I can still follow. I can still follow, so it's doing something right. Zionism is the belief that there should be a land only for Jews. Herzl tried to protect his people, but he ignored others' thoughts and views. Not very diverse of you, Herzl. He decided that Palestine would be the perfect place to make Israel the Jewish-only state, and the people living in the land could simply be displaced. Good to know, because I thought that the Jews had some connection to that land. He wanted to kick out everyone who was not a Zionist and take Palestinian land, pretending Palestinians do not exist. Over the years, some European Jews began to move to Palestine, and Zionism grew. Then came an evil leader. Adolf Hitler was his name. He hurt many people because they were different and not the same, including Jews from Europe. He caused them a lot of pain. You see, he hurt many people, including Jews. There was nothing about him that maybe targeted the Jews specifically. And if people say that there was, it's probably just a Zionist plot used to advance Zionism, right? So, just gotta put this in a children's book, like a little bit, an ounce of Holocaust denial, just, enough so that you can barely taste it, but that if you recognize the taste, you go like, I like the spice. Sadly, Hitler's awful actions made Zionism thrive. It forced many Jews to flee for their lives. Some became Zionists and went to Palestine. When the Zionists arrived, they worked hard to create Israel, in quotes of course, because it's not a real state, the unjust Jewish-only state. The Palestinians didn't want the Jews to face any harm, but Zionists were taking their land, and that caused alarm. I like the rhymes. I get it. It's easier to understand because of the rhymes. Thank you so much. Until this day, Zionists are stealing people's homes, and Palestine shrinks while Israel grows. The Palestinians defend themselves with everything they own and stand bravely to protect their families and home. Get off my land, and we see people throwing rocks. But Israel has the best weapons, the best food, and the best water. It destroys everything in Palestine with its army and its power. Israeli soldiers stop Palestinians from walking freely in their grounds. They build walls and barriers, blocking them from moving around. And again, we see this key. She's just waiting to return to her home. These walls separate Palestinians from their families and friends, making it impossible for them to meet on weekdays and even on weekends. Like friends, weekends, it rhymes. It rhymes! The sad thing is that cruelty is being repeated by Zionists treating Palestinians the same unfair way they were treated. This must stop. So basically we see that the Zionists are basically Nazis. That's why these people stood up shouting today, "Free, free Palestine." They want Zionism to go away. They want Jews, Muslims, and Christians living together side by side. Equality is their mission, and free Palestine is their pride. I loved it when it was equal back in Palestine under Ottoman Imperial Caliphate rule. I loved it. Zayn and Mima listened to the story carefully. They were quiet and sad. Why can't everyone be treated equally? They just didn't understand. "What can we do to support them?" asked Mima. Mama said, "We will do everything in our hands. We march and we shout and make our demands, telling the whole world to stop Zionists from stealing Palestinian land. We must also make sure to use our money with care and never spend it on anything that helps Israel stay unfair." That's the BDS list that we saw on the fridge earlier. The lore connects. I love it. Before we buy anything, we must check out a movement called BDS. It gives us an important list of the companies that support Zionists. That doesn't rhyme. You're not even trying. I guess it's the story that counts. I mean, this one is more about world building. It was time to go to sleep. Zayn and Mima crawled to bed, but they were thinking about the Palestinians without a roof over their head. The next day, Zayn and Mima got prepared. They painted a flag and made a sign. Stand for Palestine. That rhymes, and I love the touch of the watermelons there. They were brave and had no fear. They were ready to stand for Palestine. That's a terrific ending. That's possibly one of the best endings I've ever seen. And now I know about Palestine, so hopefully so do you. Thanks for watching.